Just in case you're wondering whether my t-shirt is some kind of fashion statement, or a personal expression of my love for furry creatures. It was the only clean top I could find.
I really hadn't noticed. For me, my inclination to judge a person by their personal attire is usually pretty low.
Me too. In my experience, clothing selection isn't directly correlated to whether or not someone's going to be a total douchebag.
What kind of problems have you come across from dating?
Where do I start? Faulty reasoning, invalid assumptions, expectations that are unsubstantiated and don't add up, such as thinking there is a direct relationship between the price of the food we're eating and the likelihood that I'm going home with them after the date. I could go on.
Would you think it fair to say that you generally find the dating process to be kinda cringe?
Yes. I try my best to be optimistic, but it's hard to get excited about meeting someone new when I already know that the probability of making a meaningful mental connection with a guy is pretty low. How about you?
I could think of less awkward ways of passing my time.
When I think about it, most of modern-day existence seems to require routine participation in some form of absurd practice or another. So dating could be viewed as being an absurdity within an overarching bigger absurdity, also known as life.
Could you give an example of a common irrational thought process that others adhere to, that stands out in your mind?
It's difficult to just choose one. But I suppose we're on a speed date, so let me see.
It doesn't have to be in order of priority.
That helps. What's mostly coming to mind are common practices linked to pressure to fit into social norms. I would say that people accepting information as being true, just because a large percentage of people already believe it to be true, is a big problem.
Just because the majority of a population hold a shared belief, doesn't mean that the belief holds any actual validity. In my opinion, mental laziness is a serious issue, and it seems to be on the increase.
You're so right. I think that the advancement of modern technology is playing a significant role in perpetuating this phenomena. For example, app usage has facilitated the exportation of human mental processing to computers.
Which means that there's less necessity for people to work things out for themselves.
Imagine where this could lead to in future.
Given enough time, logical discussion such as this could seem completely unintelligible to the majority of people.
I'm glad you can see it. I seldom meet anyone who recognizes the broader implications.
In future, great many people could find simple logical sentencing very difficult to follow. With lesser reasoning, it would literally be like listening to an alien language.
I often get the impression that what you're saying is already a societal issue.
I'm Peter.
Camila.
Hey, it's Persona Bell. Just wondered how your date went and how you got on.
To be honest, I usually have a low expectation of the outcome of random interactions of a social nature. I knew that my application form was open to misinterpretation because of what I perceived as the biased structuring of the questionnaire. And even if interpreted well, selection would come down to a limited pool of applicants, the range of which probably would not deviate very broadly from the norm. However, despite my fairly pessimistic calculative speculation, I actually think that was one of the best dates I've ever had. From my initial observations, Camila seemed to be void of the negative aspects of mainstream social programming, which is something I consider to be rare. Furthermore, her perspective on the probable future of society was definitely in alignment with mine. To me, given the nature of the setup, it would be a premature decision to run with absolute optimism as to the future potential of our long-term compatibility. Personally, I deem 3 minutes to be an insufficient time in which to conduct a full analysis of another person's psyche. However, as far as the notion of getting off to a good start is concerned, I would say that the rocket launch was successful.